Hey everyone, what's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with the latest Manchester United transfer update for you of the afternoon. Of course, the transfer window is now open, folks. Let's get a hashtag transfer window open in the live chat. Hopefully it brings about a good change at Manchester United, of which is very, very needed. Thank you everyone for getting in here today. By the way, I can see we've got James Burring. How you doing there, boss? Kingslayer, Kieran, William Reedy, how's you, bud? Zayn Hani, Philip Chapman, Luis Garcia, Kingslayer, Gungshi, ZX Flame, Shamir, Jason W, and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for joining us and getting in here as well. Get in there, seriously. Get in there, Shamir. Deshi Arsenal fans in here. Get out, son. Simon Almeida, GTS number 1, and everybody else as well. Thank you for joining this show. We've got plenty to get into in this one. Do us a favor at the start of this stream and smash that like button. That's right. Give it a juicy little thumbs up. Share it around on social media if you haven't done so. And also subscribe if you're new to the channel. That helps us out. And get yourself involved for the latest updates. Right, guys. So let's talk about Mr. De Jong, Mr. Frenkie De Jong. Frenkie says relax. Or does he say yes? Because there are reports coming out today from various different outlets that Frenkie De Jong is now sort of open to a Manchester United move. So we have an update here from Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic, which suggests that De Jong is open to a move to Manchester United now. So in regards to hopefully the situation there, I mean, let's face it, if Barcelona have said to him, look, we want to sell you so we can generate some cash and you're no longer needed at the football club and you're surplus, then he's going to have to go out the door, isn't he, really? And he's going to have to find a good suitor, a good team to go to. And it seems like Manchester United right now, it's one of the best places he could possibly go. We've got Erik ten Hag here, the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's ready to bring about a whole change at Manchester United and implement a new style of football at United, which is hopefully something that, Frenkie De Jong's going to be familiar with. So in regards to having that working relationship with somebody and understanding there and being given certain assurances in the team, he will have all of those things at Manchester United. He will have a big role to play if he does come in, of course. So I think he is aware of the fact that he's being pushed out the door at Barcelona. Barcelona don't necessarily really want to sell him, but it's just down to the fact that they are skint. They need to come up with like 500 million pretty soon, and they're trying to sell players. They're also trying to strengthen in other areas of the team at the same time, as well as dealing with the economic problems. So Barcelona are pretty screwed financially. They need to push players out the door. De Jong's one of the unfortunate souls who loves the club, but he is surplus to requirements of the club now because they need the cash. So it's looking likely that maybe slightly more likely that he will be coming to Manchester United now, because it does seem like from you see various reports. I mean, take it all with a pinch of salt, guys. I mean, nobody's on the direct blower here to Frenkie De Jong asking him yes or no to Manchester United. But I mean, Laurie Whitwell is reporting it here from The Athletic that he's open to a move now to Manchester United. And I guess if you've been told that you're no longer required at the club that you're at, even if you love it or not, well, you're going to have to start looking for another club, aren't you? So it makes perfect sense. The only way this could fall down, I think, is, well, firstly, if we can't agree on the fee, but I think that's not going to be a problem long term. It's just part of the negotiation game. But I guess if somebody else comes in and knocking before this saga is over, it's possible that somebody could swoop in and steal him out from under us, just like they did with Darwin Nunez. So there's talks of Manchester City perhaps having an interest in him still. I just think United need to act as quick as possible on this one. Get the fee agreed there with Barcelona. There are reports, as we discussed in yesterday's video, about Man United having reportedly tabled a bid. I mean, Marca in Spain were reporting that there was a bid tabled. We heard varying different sources suggest that wasn't the case. And also, that's it. It's all just hearsay. There were various good reputable sources yesterday claiming that, Ten Hag flew to Portugal to have discussions with George Mendes about Darwin Nunez and all this stuff. United, as you can see by this update as well from Laurie, says no Ten Hag flight for Nunez. So it's like we did say this yesterday, that take it all with a pinch of salt, because people report these things, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's actually accurate. So that's it. It's all in regards to De Jong, though. It's looking positive, guys. It's looking like we will perhaps make some progress over the next week. I could see this hopefully being wrapped up in the next couple of weeks if Manchester United want to have the ambition to go and get this guy. Let's just ask the live chat. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think we will sign Frenkie De Jong this summer. Smash a 2 if you think it all falls apart and he doesn't actually come and join us and he stays at Barcelona or maybe he goes somewhere else. Let us know. Let us know, because there's still twists and turns to be had in this tale just yet, I bet. ZX Flames thinks we're going to get him, though. And Nikolai Lindquist does as well. Hello there, Lalo Vera, Malps as well. Great to see you, bro. Brocky thinks we're going to be getting him in there. Excellent. We got 100 legends in the chat, guys. Thank you for joining us today. I haven't been up too long. I'm just waking up. Do us a favor and smash that like button if you're just getting in. Everyone do leave a cheeky little like. It's free. That's all we ask. Gunshi thinks so. Lalo Vera does. Dizzy, DC, and Disco Dave and Sly Dog do not think we're going to end up with Frenkie de Jong. It's quite interesting. Yeah, I agree with you though, Gunshi. I think Ten Hag will get him. That's it. He's not really bothered about the finances, whether it's an extra 5 or 10 million euros. If Barca are holding out and playing hardball because they want 80 million euros or whatever the case may be, and United are trying to negotiate, and they are firm on that, I actually think United will end up paying the money for him, because we usually do. We usually get bent over. We usually like to pay a little bit of a premium for being Manchester United anyway. So, yeah, but I think Ten Hag will want to get his man in anyway. Why, for the sake of 5 or 10 mil, you know, really kick up a fuss about it and look somewhere else? You might as well just get your man in who you want. Let's just talk about Frenkie as a player for a second here then. So if it does end up that he becomes a Manchester United player this summer, I think we will be obviously getting exactly the sort of player that we need, especially for Ten Hag. That's why he's set his stall out and made him priority number one. He knows just how bad the midfield is, and he wants to get us playing that Ten Hag way. De Jong is a Ten Hag sort of player, of course, and he's gone on and he's developed further at Barcelona, playing in the top tier European football, etc., for a really great team. So he's had a lot of good experience since the years of parting ways with Ten Hag, but he's still got that foundation there. Ten Hag's looking to change the way we play. I think if you're talking about versatility in the midfield, he is kind of quite a good player for us, in the sense that you can have him playing maybe the Michael Carrick type role, where he's sitting a little bit deeper. He's not really a defensive midfielder, but he's a deep line playmaker. He's, he's pulling the strings. He's getting you going from the back. He's, he's a cool customer on the ball. He's controlling the game. Or you can have him next to a more defensive-minded player who is somebody who's going to be more of a destroyer, somebody who's a more textbook central defensive midfielder. And then De Jong's the more sort of creative of the two, maybe he's getting forward a little bit more, playing more passes slightly higher up the pitch, etc. So, he's good in that sense. He can do either or. So United really would be getting a good player, I think, here. Plus, he's at the great age. We've seen in his recent performances for the Netherlands what he can do. He's a big player for his nation. He's a good controller of the game, guys. That's it. He gets the play going. And that is something United have really struggled with the likes of Shotty, McTominay at the back, and McFred. It's a calamity, really, the options we've currently got. So, yeah, we've got to get some more pass maestros in there. We do have Donny van der Beek at the club. That's going to be like a fresh Ten Hag sign in itself in some ways. Still question marks about him, though. But De Jong would be a big, juicy, fat puzzle piece of the puzzle just placed right in there, wouldn't it, if we could get him in there? Come on, United, go and get him. So we just need to get the business done now, because other clubs have announced deals, other clubs are doing business, and Manchester United just need a bit of positivity, just to have a little bit of a boost, just to say, yes, we have got a key man in this summer. We have replaced one of the 6 players that have gone, actually 11 players that have gone, guys, although 6 first-team players, but let's just get into that for a sec. So Manchester United have confirmed that 11 players have actually left this summer. So we've got, Edinson Cavani left, of course, Lee Grant, Jesse Lingard, Juan Mata, Nemanja Matic, Paul Pogba. Nah, I'm just kidding. All these guys, let's get some love hearts in there for all these guys, to be fair. Listen, they may not, a couple of them in particular, may not have been our favourite players in terms of what it seems to be consistency or effort or whatever. I'm sure they all had good intentions when they come to the club. And people like Jesse Lingard have been here since he's 9 years old. So let's get some love hearts in there for these departures. Lee Grant can fucking piss off. You know what I mean? He can piss off, mate, to be fair. He can do one. And Paul Pogba to a degree. But people like Mata, Matic, they've given a lot for this club over the recent years. And Eddie Cavani, even he had a really good season for us last season. It all went to shite this year. But, I've got a lot of love for most of these players. Pogba can smell off, so Jason W. Yeah, fair play. So a lot of players have been released there, guys. 11 players overall. One notable, still no mention from the club about Mason Greenwood at all, guys. Just putting it out there, are we ever going to get another update on Mason Greenwood and what the situation there is in regards to the club? I suppose it's the same, though. In all fairness, I suppose they've got to wait for a criminal investigation or the police investigation to take place, and then justice to serve its course, basically, or run its course before they can really make an assessment. That's my personal opinion. So even though obviously there is information out there and there is a lot of talk about it, it's like the case is actually still at the the same point. But anyway, okay, so but no addressing of that anyway. But anyway, so Frenkie de Jong, guys, could be one of these players that comes in to replace these 6 players that are going out. We desperately need these guys to come in, really, and get somebody wrapped up soon. As we know, Ten Hag's got his work cut out from this summer to replace all of those players. He probably won't be able to sign 6 new players. He probably just won't be able to do so. We need a lot of players who are, who are quite expensive, in all fairness. Even young Timber. Ajax is going to cost you 40+ million, it seems, at this stage, or around about 35-40 million pounds. It's a big amount of money. De Jong, 70 million, somewhere in that region. That's a huge amount of money. And then if you're looking at strengthening in other areas as well, we've discussed Anthony, or there's other players as well mentioned and linked all the time as well, other midfielders, Ruben Neves, whoever. If you get all of these players, you're going to be spending a couple £100 million. So it's just not really going to happen. So he is probably going to have to blood a couple of the youngsters, get a few new players in, of course, brought in. But it's going to be a mixture, I think, folks. Right, so, yeah, I mean, De Jong has privately, so the reports are that De Jong has privately admitted he's ready to join United after initial doubts. So essentially, Barca don't want him and they're pushing him out the door, and because of that, he wants to come to us. Not the ideal situation. Do we want a player that doesn't really want to be here? Well, I think he'll be professional. I think he'll do his job. He's a hungry player. He's still in his mid-20s. He's got Ten Hag there. I'm sure there's like some sort of coaching father figure to him. So I'm pretty sure he's going to give it his all for Manchester United. I'm not worried about that with Frenkie de Jong. Maybe I would be with some other players if they were being pushed out the door like Barcelona are doing right now. But because of sort of where he's at in his career and the Ten Hag link, and he knows him as a character, and he still wants to play his football, doesn't he? He's still desperate to play his football. It's not like he's just going to down tools mid-20s just because he's left his dream club, because he's been pushed out because of finances. No, he's still going to give it all, even more so now, prove to everybody what a sort of key player he can be, what an instrumental player he can be, hopefully. Man, I really hope we get this going, and I really hope it starts about the new era at Manchester United for Ten Hag. Because we need it, guys. It's been such a dry period since, ever since Fergie's left. It's been super dry. Right, okay, guys. Let's get into this then. So I don't really want to talk about it because it's just looking depressing. But we will get onto De Jong again in a minute. Actually, you know what? Before I get onto the next topic, I will just get into the chat for a minute because it makes sense just to see what you guys are saying about De Jong really quick. We'll have a big Q&A at the end also. But let's hear your thoughts and opinions then on the De Jong saga, because that's what it is. It is turned into a bit of a saga already. I hope United don't dawdle on it all summer and just get it done the next week or two. Jamie Todd, how you doing there, my boss? He says, either way, even if you don't sign a player, look at a club like Derby are about to be kicked out of English football completely, says Jamie Todd. Fair point. I mean, listen, fair point. It's every club's a different situation, but come on now. I mean, our owners are absolutely shite and they have shackled this great, huge club. The club is supported in a massive way, and it should be one of the best clubs in the land, really, just because of that alone. But because of how bad our owners are, that's where we're being shackled, my friend. So, yeah, okay, Derby have been run into the ground as well. And Derby, are being punished, and it's a shame. But, we're not fucking Derby, mate, okay? Anyway, but I hear you. It is sad that some of these clubs in English football down the tier, get screwed over, mate, in some ways by having gash owners and all sorts of stuff as well. Anyway, so, guys, hang on a sec. We've got some updates coming through here. Give us a second. Okay, so we've got another update in regards to Nunez. It does kind of look like, let's get on to Nunez then, guys. I was going to talk about De Jong, but let's just get on to Nunez because we've just had an update coming there. Thank you to Mr. Rushmano for giving us an update. So we've got some reports that there's nothing in regards to bids or anything from Manchester United at this moment in time for Darwin Nunez. So there you go. That's pretty clear, I would say. Liverpool have already tabled an offer and Manchester United haven't done. So I think that pretty much says everything, really. I think the door is open. The path is clear there for Liverpool to go on and sign him. So it's depressing, guys. Here's the latest update as well from Fabrizio Romano from a little while ago today. Benfica have received Liverpool's bid for Darwin Nunez. Formal proposal after verbal talks, 80 million euros plus bonuses. Discussions ongoing for an extra 50 million euro to 20 million euros in add-ons. LFC want installments, potential 5-year deal. Man United in contact with agent and denying any meeting with Ten Hag. So at this moment in time, there is no bid or anything on the table. So ZX Flame says Nunez is shite anyway, not even worth 50 mil. Hey, thank you, Sullivan25, for being a member of the channel for 2 months. How you doing? He says, hope you're well, mate. I'm not too shabby, thanks, bro. Just waking up. How you doing there, Mr. Sullivan25? Can we get a hashtag 2 months in the live chat for him? Thank you for being a member, dude, and support this show. For 2 months, get in there, my son. Appreciate that. Connor Callan says 100 million for Nunez. Keep him. I feel the same way. You know what? I saw a funny tweet earlier on, guys, and it's kind of like, it's either going to be Luis Suarez or it's going to be Andy Carroll for Liverpool. You know, that's it. There's no in-between ground here. It's either going to be Luis Suarez or it's going to be Andy Carroll, and I kind of think that that's probably true. Let's hope it's Andy Carroll, guys, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, 100 million is way too much, Gunksy. That's it. They're paying a huge amount of money for this player. It's too much money for us. We shouldn't even go and pay that money, really, because of where we've got to strengthen elsewhere in the team. Definitely, I agree with that. We've got to go and get a centre-back. We've got to go and get 2 midfielders, maybe a forward player as well, but not a 100 million euro forward player. No, that's just too much to commit to any one player when you could consider how gash the squad is. Ten Hag's got to spread it around the whole squad and try and increase the depth, but also the quality of the team in as many different areas as possible. You can't go and blow 100 million on one player, any one player. Okay, Frenkie de Jong's getting on for serious cash, but it's the engine room of Manchester United, and it's still not 100 million euros either. So, yeah, I agree with that, Gunshaw. I think it's just too much money to pay. Liverpool getting bent over a little bit here, it seems. And not really if it turns out to be such a fantastic player. But as I say, let's just hope it's another Andy Carroll situation and we've dodged a bullet in the end. I personally don't think that is going to be the case. If I look at what he's done this season, and it's hard to say what he'll do in the Premier League, but he does seem like a physical player who could maybe adapt quite quickly to the Premier League. So I think he'll probably be good for them. What worries me is that Liverpool's recruitment has just been so damn good over the last few seasons under Klopp. They have recruited really, really well. Even their new recruit, you know, Luis Diaz looks a fantastic signing. They've recruited fantastic well, and I've got no doubts that he's probably a player that Klopp has already earmarked as, well, obviously, if they're going to spend that money on it, as somebody who's going to take them forward, who's somebody who's going to fit in. So I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing there in that sense, because they've recruited really, really well over the years. Sadly to say, but if we miss out on him, guys, it's not the end of the world. Okay, I was a bit disappointed and a bit angry about it the other day, because it's disappointing more so the fact where just United are. We're down at down in the Europa League. The Glazers have put us into shithouse country where we just literally can't even compete with the likes of Liverpool or City for the top signings anymore. There's no stiff of Erling Haaland coming to United and Darwin Nunez now going to Liverpool. It just shows you where we're at as a club. And it's not through any fault of the fan base or even, the club in general. It's just the fact that the owners and, of course, the management of the club and some of these players are a disgrace. You know, that's what it's down to. And they've put us in a really bad position. But it's the owners, guys. It's coming from the top. We've got to hopefully get these bastards out one day. But this is the reality. This is where we're at. We can't actually go in for the top players in European football anymore because we're a little bit of a ways off right now. Hopefully Ten Hag's job over the next couple of years is to close that gap. He's still going to be up against it because of just how gash our owners are. Shamir says, Strange, you literally had the worst takes. Have you even seen him play touch of Lukaku? Give me a break. I heard a lot of people saying this, my friend, that he's the Uruguayan Lukaku. I mean, I've watched his videos, right? And also, just his interplay seems so much better than Lukaku's, in all fairness. Lukaku's actually pretty good at that stuff, holding the ball up, getting little passes off. But I'm just looking at the little through balls, a bit of vision and stuff that I see from his clips anyway. That's all it is. And he looks like he's got a bit about him. So I think he probably will be a very good signing for Liverpool, sadly. It's sad to say, but yeah, Benfica have, received a bid for him. We haven't put in any sort of official bid either, so it's a big shame. Just in regards to a couple of players we are potentially interested in for free transfers, right, very quickly, guys, as well. Just talk about this for a second. So there's apparent talks ongoing for between Manchester United and Asensio. So, okay, he's I don't really know what's going on there, guys, to be fair, in regards to the situation there, but we are apparently being linked with him. Also, Christian Eriksen is being linked with Manchester United. These are a couple of players that, they don't cost anything, really, in terms of the initial fee. So Manchester United should be trying to look at maybe getting, I think definitely Eriksen would be a great signing for us. But that's where we're going to have to look at as well, is the free transfer market. It's trying to do a bit of frugal business. we can sign 3 or 4 players, but we've got a certain budget, and if we're going to strengthen in other areas, maybe a cheeky little Christian Eriksen on a free transfer makes a heck of a lot of sense. Let's ask the live chat. Smash a 1 if you take Eriksen at United. Smash a 2 if you wouldn't. Solo to Mua, what's going on, bro? He says Lukaku is a top player. He wasn't treated well at United, says Solo to me. Good one. No, fair enough. He is a good player. I mean, he was good in his Serie A, wasn't he? I mean, even at United, I think his goal record was 1 in every 2 games. Not terrible, but also, nah, he does have the touch of a fucking tyre. You know what I mean? It just bounces off him, lad. I don't know. Fair play, though. Fair play. Everybody's got their own opinions, but I personally think he is a little bit gash. Anyway, so yeah. So lots of people would take him. Solo would take him. Sullivan would take him. Amit Kumar, Disco Dave, Dylan Western, Tampa Guy would take him. Madhouse would take him. A Rushmano, your legend, he says Lukaku refused to play in the end, says Rushmano. Yeah, that's it. A little bit temperamental as well, isn't he? You know what? He is a great player. He is a great physical player. He is a great hold-up player. But just don't think he's the right fit for Manchester United. He could be the right fit for other clubs, but I think if you look at how traditionally Manchester United play over the years, I know, look, it doesn't really, you can just change the way you play in a short spell of time, right? But United don't really usually play the big man up top. Sometimes we've done it, but most of the time it's sort of like, skillful, more technical players up top. Okay, so let's get in and have a look at the rest of the news then, folks. So if you're just getting in, guys, so Frenkie de Jong to Manchester United is maybe slightly more advanced. It could well be still at the same stage. Fact is, there's no agreement in place between the 2 clubs. United still need to have a firm bid, and of course Barcelona needs to accept this bid before we can actually get things in motion to sign this guy and get the full-on agreement in place with the club and de Jong. So we're still waiting for all that to go through, of course, and the negotiations to take place and be finished behind the scenes. But apparently, anyway, de Jong is open now to joining Manchester United, guys, as per a report from Laurie Whitwell. So if you're just getting in the stream, that's what it's pretty much about there earlier on, and various other sources saying that he is now open to a move just because he's being pushed out the door at Barcelona, and he's really got no option unless he wants to stay in a place where he's not wanted. So it does look like he's going to be parting ways with Barcelona this summer. Let's just hope nobody else like Pep Guardiola comes sniffing around him for now. And, we can get him, guys, because he's absolutely the player that we need. And also, the other big news is that Benfica have now, of course, received that bid from Liverpool for Darwin Nunez. 80 million euros plus bonuses, a reported 20 million in add-ons, potentially 100 million euros. Is that too much money to pay? Yes or no, guys? That's too much money, isn't it? That's way too much money to pay. They've been bent over there, my friends. We'll see, won't we? We'll see, won't we? Does he turn out to be a fantastic player for them? And does he turn out to be some Andy Carroll gash? We'll have to find out. Only time will tell. Let's hope it's the Andy Carroll vibes. But supposedly, Frenkie now has given a green light to Manchester United, guys. And Xavi is understandably ready to sell Frenkie de Jong to Manchester United in order to complete transfers for potential other players as well. One thing that makes me laugh, though, is that we see all these players being linked to Barcelona. Right, Lewandowski, now there's Bernardo Silva as well, who's supposedly being linked. He's like a 75 million to maybe even more money player. Like, I'm sorry, but they're talking about them having financial problems here. I don't understand. They're also linked to Lewandowski, of course. They're trying to get that deal done. I could sort of understand that one from an economic standpoint, because if you're selling Frenkie for 70 and you're only spending, less than half of that on Lewandowski, and he's going to bang you in the goals like a beast for a couple of seasons and sell the shirts and all the rest of it, I can understand that one. But what is this all about? How are Barcelona being linked to any players if they're in such a financial economic situation? Is this just a complete lie to push Frenkie out the door? I mean, they really, really don't like him. It's like, I don't know, you're breaking up with your girlfriend or something and you tell her that you've got a job in fucking Minsk. You know what I mean? And you've got to go. But really, there's no job in Minsk. You know what I mean? It's kind of what this feels like. As soon as he's gone, they're just going to spunk the money on Bernardo Silva or something. No. I don't know what's going on there. But it does seem like there's a few players now linked to Barca. And dependent on what they do with Frenkie de Jong, they may well go out there and, do some other business as well. There's even talks of Ruben Neves. They've got an interest in bringing Ruben Neves as a replacement for Frenkie de Jong if they can include a couple of part exchange players for a deal with Wolves and then sort of rebalance things economically that way. So, Okay. Also, another report has come out about Darwin Nunez, guys, that says that he wants to join Liverpool as soon as possible. So we have reports that say that Nunez wants the deal to be completed over the coming days, preferably by the end of the week. It's an £86 million fee in total. It does seem too much money. Lots of people saying in the live chat, yes, it is too much money. Scott Berg says, yes, it's too much. Mr. Miyagi says 100 million. I'd rather have Felix. Harjiv says too much money. Definitely too much money. But it would be a good signing for them. It's a statement of intent, really, as well. It stitches up Manchester United because we're the ones who were going in for this guy. We're talking about going in for this guy, and they swooped him and taken him out from under us. It could be a blessing in disguise. Let's hope he doesn't work out, but I think he is really a really good, exciting player. 22, the amount of goals he scored in the Uruguay setup seems very good. Now, it leaves the door open for a few other players. Christopher Nkunku, we discussed a bit yesterday. Even Sebastian Aller is being talked about as a backup to Ronaldo. We've got Ronaldo, so I wouldn't worry too much, folks. We just need to strengthen the midfield and the defence, really, and look at getting in as many quality players as we can who actually want to play for Man United. If he wants to go and be a scouser, then more for him, you know what I mean, guys? But actually, as I say, from an objective point of view, you cannot really deny that that's a more appealing place to play your football right now from somebody coming from abroad. Because, well, you know, Klopp's there and they're winning things and they're up there. That's the reality. So yeah, he does look like he wants to go and join Liverpool. Just in regards to quickly for Mane, so some people are talking about Mane to United, right? It's just absolute BS. I mean, it's absolute BS, guys. Jurgen Klopp, there's no way that he's going to want Mane to go to a rival in the Premier League, particularly Manchester United. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, guys. I'm sure he'd rather kiss his own sister than let Mane go to Manchester United and have a rival benefit from this player. So plus Mane's not going to go and undo that legacy. It's just a bullshit story, that one, guys. So anybody thinking that that's even feasible, you're smoking something seriously mental there, because it's not going to happen, guys. They would sooner see him go for nothing abroad than go to Manchester United for 50 mil, I reckon. So I don't see that one ever materialising, folks. You can get that one out. But there are also linked to Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. I suppose that one could be realistic because he's just like a cast-off there. He's injury-prone as well. He's not really going to feature that much for them. He's a squad player. We don't need Oxlade-Chamberlain, guys. You know what? He is a good player. He is a good player. He is a homegrown player. He is a good player. I just don't want, out of principle, to go and get Liverpool's cast-offs. Out of principle, we don't do that. No, sorry. Out of principle, we don't do that. The only way we would ever sign a player from a rival like that is if we're stealing their best player or something and they're below us at the time, i.e. Robin Van Persie or whoever. You know, that's fine coming from a rival, but not like this. We don't want a cast-off reject from them. Yeah, Sadix Flame says, Ox, no thanks. Would you take Oxlade-Chamberlain at the club, guys? Yes or no? Okay, so Ross Marno, thank you very much for the £5 super chat, you legend. He says Nunez was Erik ten Hag's first choice. The club failed again. Alternatives are massively lacking. Striker position is now a huge problem in my opinion. Fair enough, Ross Marno. I mean, I've got a slightly different take on it. Thank you so much for your super chat there, you absolute don. Can we all get a sue in the chat there for Rushy? So, right, the club failed again in the sense that maybe they didn't get this business done early and act early and put in a cheeky offer ages ago. So you're right in that sense. They could have tried to get this done a lot earlier and actually had a chance of getting in before anybody else. So I agree in that sense. But if Benfica were holding out for more money and then Liverpool come in and they offer 100 million euros, where the current situation for United is we can't spend that on any one player really, particularly a forward player when we've got to strengthen other areas. It almost just prices us out of the market. It really does. So if you're United, what do? You can't go and offer less because Benfica aren't going to accept less than Liverpool's offer. You've got to at least match it. We can't pay 100 million euros for him. So I agree we should have gone and tried to get this guy a few months ago, or, gone and tried at least a few weeks ago before Liverpool really had that strong bid and strong interest. But as things are now, we can't pay that amount of money. If that's what Benfica were holding out for, I'm sort of glad we haven't spent the money because I think we do have to actually look for other positions in the team to be strengthened first. And Ten Hag may well have wanted this guy, as we said recently, and as you've told me, he's of course, Ten Hag's priority, one of Ten Hag's priorities to get a good forward player in like Darwin Nunez. And he was one of his targets, one of his key targets. We were working on Darwin and we were working on De Jong. Those were the two main guys, right? But you've got to just sort of move on eventually. When 100 million euros, it's just too much money. It's too much money. It's priced us out of the market, I think. Thank you, Bell6091, you legend. He says, like, share, and subscribe. Yes, I'll just say that for a second, actually. If you're just getting in here, folks, do us a mad favor. Hit that thumbs up button. That's the one with a thumb. Give it a like. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That's the one that says subscribe. It's red. Click that, get yourself subscribed. We're on here every day giving you the latest Manchester United news in a no bullshit way. So do get yourself involved. We've got a great community of legends in here as well that get their thoughts and opinions in and watch along. So please do get involved with your thoughts and opinions in the chat. We'll have a big Q&A at the end also. But do drop a like. It's free and it helps boost us up there on the YouTube algorithm and helps us compete with the clickbait merchants and the corporations. So please do smash a like if you can and subscribe. Simon Cowie with a 4.49 super chat here. He says, La Liga have strong restrictions on Barca. They must sell before buying, and they are paying clubs using yearly installments, says Simon Cowie. Simon Cowie, thank you very much for your 4.49 super chat. Appreciate that, my son. Can we get a sue in there, please, for Simon as well? Well, they're going to have to do something, aren't they, with restructuring it? That's it. So if they are going to do deals for other clubs, I suppose you'd be right. They'd be looking at paying certain amounts up front and then a lot down the line if they're going to sign new players, and even maybe offloading some of the younger players as well, or some squad players that are no longer sort of, you know, really needed. Like we talked about potentially if they could get Ruben Neves from Wolves. Wolves have got an understanding interest in a couple of Barca players. And if Wolves wanted those couple of Barca players, maybe they could just offer, or, you know, Barca could offer these couple of players for Ruben Neves and a little bit of cash. That's some stuff like that could happen. So, yeah, they're looking to restructure, aren't they? They have to sell. But that's a good point, Simon. It does seem strange to link to all these players. I mean, would Man City accept a deal like that, though, for Bernardo Silva, where there's not that much money up front and then money coming later? I don't think so. So, you know. Hey, Ted Zavala, thank you for getting in. How you doing there, boss? Marky Harris as well. How's you doing today, you Don? Thumbs up, done. Thank you so much, Mark Harris. Appreciate you, dude. Marco Wilson says, if the players were as passionate as the pig, we'd win the quad. Mate, thank you very much for that one, dude. I think you're right, dude. That's it. If they actually cared half a bloody ball bag, then we would actually have a pretty good team, because we have got some good technical players. Steve, thank you so much for the super chat. Is Steve? He says, you're the man. Love from Australia. Oh, g'day, mate. Getting in here from down under, you non-drongo. Really appreciate that one, Steve, mate. Thank you for getting in here from Australia, mate. Let's get a love heart in there for Steve. Thank you very much, boss, from right over on the other side of the world. Ollie says, hi, QE. What's going on there, Ollie? Brocky, G-Wolf United, how you doing there, my son? I'm good, mate. How are you doing? Thanks for asking. Okay, just a few more little bits to get into, folks. Then I'm going to give you a rundown. Then I'm going to get into a Q&A with you legends and see what you guys have got to say for yourselves about this whole situation or any of the topics we discussed. Right, so very quickly, guys, other little bits of news I've got for you here. You know, so Anthony, Man United are linked with Anthony. There's a confidence that Manchester United would be able to sign Anthony this window, particularly now with Darwin Nunez going to Liverpool, it seems. We were going to spend a significant amount of money. I think United were trying to negotiate maybe behind the scenes or just try readying an offer for Darwin Nunez. However, with Liverpool tabling a much higher offer than what United were going to go in there with, that sort of put an end to that. But that means that there's now an allocation of funds for a forward player. And of course, he's not a forward player, he's a winger, but he's still, you know what I mean, a winger forward player. I mean, we've got cover in the forward areas as it is with Rashford and Martial. It's not ideal, but Ronaldo's the GOAT, but you've got cover in Rashford and Martial. Really, maybe you could do with getting another wider player in there as well. So Anthony's being linked, 22 years of age. Brazilian, he seems like he's quite a prime target for Manchester United this summer. There were reports coming out yesterday that his representatives were in the UK as well and having discussions with Manchester United. Reports of around about a €50 million figure being bandied around for this guy. I mean, he's a good player, isn't he? So this is the situation. I mean, this is what he's on the back of. So he had a very, very good season this season, guys, under Ten Hag for Ajax. Of course, they won the Eredivisie title. He scored 12 goals and got 10 assists in 33 appearances. Pretty damn good. He played solely, you know, from the right wing for them, and he would bolster our options quite significantly. So he played solely from the right. Sancho, we've got Sancho, of course, but Sancho can play on the left. We've got Elanga, we've got Rashford. Rashford still needs to prove himself. But Sancho, I think, is going to going to develop well this year. I hope anyway under Ten Hag. I think he could be exactly the sort of player Ten Hag's wanting. I mean, Sancho, if you look at how he plays, and particularly how he was at Borussia Dortmund and stuff as well, not so much United because we've been shit. But if you look at how he was at Borussia Dortmund and how Ten Hag likes to play, I think he'll love having a player like Sancho in the team. And he'll probably do absolute bits under Ten Hag. That's right, I'm calling it here. Sancho to have an amazing season under Ten Hag. But definitely Antony would be a good signing for us as well to bolster those wide positions, especially with what's happened to, Greenwood. Okay, Diallo, of course, is a great young player who we could give opportunities to as well. But, well, why isn't he already in the setup? He's out on loan. He's been developed slowly. I mean, I don't know, guys, but I think we could definitely do with bringing this guy in if the price is right. Let's get a little vote in the live chat, everybody. So smash a 1 in the live chat if you would be happy for United to spend, say, 50 million euros to get Antony in. Or smash a 2 if you just don't think that represents good value and he's maybe not the right position or we don't really need him. Let us know. Smash a 1 for yes, we should get him. Smash a 2 for no, we should not. Hey, Jonathan Gallagher. Hey, the Vutinator legends. Harjiv Walia, thank you for your super chat, boss. He says that the Frenkie de Jong situation reminds me of how we pursued Sancho. We shouldn't be arm twisted into paying any stupid amount of money for one player. We also paid 80 million for a human fridge. Not a good track record. They see us coming a mile off, Harjiv Walia. They know we're desperate for these players. That's it. So they ask for a high print. They know we're desperate. Listen, Frenkie de Jong is the best player we could sign this summer, man. They know that. We know that. Frankie knows that. Everybody knows that. Louis van Gaal knows that. Look at everybody knows it, guys. The best player we can sign this summer is Frenkie de Jong because nobody else wants to come to us because we haven't got Champions League football and we finished 6th and we're not winning anything and we're rebuilding. So nobody wants to come to us. Like, we have to look at second-rate, even third-rate players beyond this. We can't sign Haaland and Mbappe or any of these guys. We have to go for lesser-rate players at this moment in time. Frenkie de Jong is the best player we can sign this summer. So you're absolutely right. They will bend us over for him, mate, as much as they can. And we probably will overpay a little bit for him. But when you see some of the other figures that are going around, I mean, let's say it is 75 million euros. I can live with that, guys. I know that's a lot of money, right? That's euros, though. It's not pounds. It's a little bit less than pounds. What, 65 million quid? Maybe 67.5, whatever it is. Maybe a couple of add-ons. I can live with that, guys. I really can, just for us to go and get that player. It might be overpaying a little bit, but they paid 80 million euros for 85 million euros for him a few years back. It's just sort of they're recouping what they spent as well, and we're getting our player. Let's ask the live chat, though. It's a good point you bring up, though, boss. Let's just ask the live chat very quickly. Lots of ones coming in the chat here, by the way. Let's just ask the live chat. In terms of pounds here, I'm talking pounds. That we don't deal in euros on this channel, guys. But let's just talk in pounds. What's the magic number, guys? How much do you think that we should be paying for this guy? I say 75 million euros, which is about 65, 67, I don't really know. 67 million pounds. That's what I'm saying. 67 million pounds. 50 million for Antony is crazy, says Scott Berg. Again, though, that could be euros. That's euros, so a little bit less again. Hydra Zoda says, what's happened with Nunez? He's going to Liverpool, mate. He's going to Liverpool, mate, pretty much. I mean, this is the situation. We haven't put a bid in. Yeah, we're having talks, but we haven't had a bid for him. Liverpool have actually submitted a bid for him. The path seems clear for them because United haven't submitted a bid for him. Also, he wants to go to Liverpool because they got Champions League football. Also, he's too much money for us now. We're probably not going to match the bid of Liverpool there. It's a 100 million euro bid. We're screwed. We're not getting Darwin Nunez, folks. He's going to the Scousers. That's the latest situation with him. Yes, we have released 11 players OHB. Indeed, we covered that a little bit earlier. 6 senior key players, Paul Pogba, Juan Mata, Edinson Cavani, Nemanja Matic, of course, and also Pogba and Lingard. Those are the 6 players that have gone, and then 5 youth players as well have also been released. So we have released 11 players today, absolutely OHB. Thank you, Harji, for your super chat there, boss. Rushmonic says, I've got a horrible feeling we are stuck with Martial. Definitely. He's the French Phil Jones. We're stuck with this guy. He's had a bad season, hasn't he? He's developed really poorly this. He's gone backwards like everybody. And even though he's been loaned out, he got injured a few times over there. They're not interested in him. They didn't see good value for money in him. He's on a couple $100,000 a week nearly. He's so bang average. It's unreal. He's so inconsistent. It's such a shame. You know what, though? At times, the glimpses that he shows of being a top-class player, they're definitely there. I would love it. I would love it if we could get Tony Martial back on track somehow. I think you're right, though, Rush. I don't see him going anywhere. mean, maybe as a loan move for the season again. I could see potentially that happening if there's a desperate club out there that really want to take him and cover most of his wages. I suppose we could see that. But nobody's actually paying money for Martial and then having to match his wages, I don't think, that he's being currently paid at United. He's not worth that amount of money for anybody. So I agree with you. However, wouldn't it be great, though, if he could maybe get himself back on track, as we just said, and Ten Hag could give him a chance? Ten Hag's a new manager. It's a new era at Manchester United, effectively. And in some ways, a lot of these players' slates at the club now will be wiped clean. He will want to assess all of these players for himself. Maybe he's got his own opinions on these players. I'm sure he's watched a lot of tape. I'm sure he's watched a lot of what they've been up to in training footage and things and all sorts of stuff. I'm sure he's got his own opinions of what's going on behind the scenes there. But he could still give opportunities and chances to a player like Tony Martial, especially with us not being able to sign an actual proper forward player, it seems, this window. We may well do. Maybe he'll go and get Sebastian Haller or someone as a backup option to Ronaldo or some cheap option. But it seems like we're going to struggle to sign a forward player, the one that we need right now this window. So maybe for the time being, just for this season, it makes sense to get the defence sorted, get the midfield sorted, and then just really have Ronaldo being your main guy up top there, banging the goals in like the true GOAT that he is. But having Martial deputising up there. It doesn't sound great to me because I've seen Martial play number 9 for us. But let's face it, it's an option. He could actually do a decent job as a backup, as a rotationary player. Why not? Why not? Maybe we could see that happen. So, yeah, fair point though. So we got the people think we should pay around about 65 million euros, but 65 million pounds by the looks of it. G Wolf thinks 65. 65 says Simon. 90 says Sam Hawks. 65 says DC. So that's what we should pay for De Jong. Thank you everyone for getting in it. 257 legends watching. Do us a mad favour and smash that like button, everyone. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Drop that sub up. We're on here every day giving you the latest news. Click that bell icon like your name was Quasimodo. Esmeralda the Bills! So you get notifications when we go live as well. Right, just a couple more things to get into, guys. Then I am going to get into the the Q&A. Okay, so by the way, Jesse Lingard has had his hopes of securing a move to European giants Juventus dashed as they have cooled their interest in him. So there was talks that they might be looking to unite Pogba and Lingard at Juventus, guys. Seriously. So they've still yet to move for him, though. Who knows what's going to happen with Lingard? Let's just talk about Lingard for a sec. Where's he going to end up, guys? West Ham, I think. I think they will sign him up. But, hey, listen, wouldn't it be interesting if Pogba signed for Juventus and Lingard signed for Juventus? That would be so funny, wouldn't it? I mean, they've a lot of English players go over there in recent years, like these sorts of players who have just sort of failed a little bit in the top English clubs. Chris Smalling obviously gone over there, done well. Tammy Abraham. Ashley Young. A lot of these, a lot of players gone over there and done well. But anyway, West Ham or Newcastle says must play. Newcastle says Nathan Phelps. I think so too. Okay, also, Arsenal are apparently trying to go in for Rafinha from Leeds United. He's a player that's been linked to us as well. Rafinha, yes or no? I think he's a good player, guys. I think he's a very good player, Rafinha, love his passion as well. But he's been playing for the Leeds scum. Whether or not he'd come is another story. But he's a cheap option as well. There you go. In the winger position. Definitely not, says Nathan. Yes, says ZX Flames. Yes, says Brave. He's a good player, isn't he? He's a good player, but he is a Leeds scummer. Yeah, solid player, says Ghost98. Fair enough, DPZ Zone says Rafinha solo player. What's going on there, Extonation Algamod? How you doing there, bro? Hey, Rushy says we got 154 likes. Sue! Thank you, everyone. Right, just a couple more things then. Donny van der Beek, there is a story I've seen today. These are just speculative bullshit stories. That's why I leave them for the end. Speculative bullshit stories. United midfielder Donny van der Beek is apparently on the agenda for Jose Mourinho's Roma. Why is Jose Mourinho Roma linked with all of our players all of a sudden? For a start, Donny's only just going to be coming back to play for Ten Hag. That's not going to happen. He's going to stay and have a chance under Ten Hag first, blatantly. That's what's going to happen. Why would Ten Hag sell him a player that he likes, a player that can play his system and his style? That doesn't make sense. So that's a bullshit story to start with, guys. Donny van de Beek linked with Roma, but we do have a lot of other players linked with Roma, such as some of the players who've just gone out, Juan Mata and also Nemanja Matic. Both of those guys, I could see both of them ending up at Roma, and I could see them doing really, really well at Roma, reuniting with Jose there. I could think that would have, maybe not Juan Mata actually, because Jose sacked him off at Chelsea when he got there, didn't he? But he did use him at United. I would say, yeah, Nemanja Matic is pretty much going to Roma. That's what I think. Yeah, Cucurella would be a great signing, says Aaron Siri. Yeah, good shout, my son, good shout. Okay, also, Juventus are closing in on Paul Pogba, you know, big whoop. He's going back to Juventus. Fair play to him, you know. He's left on a free. United announced that 11 players are left to do, including Paul Pogba. Yeah, you know, good riddance. Don't want to talk too much about that or dwell too much about that. Arsenal are reported to have stepped up their Ruben Neves transfer negotiations and are looking to bring the midfielder in. Hopefully it doesn't happen, guys. Ruben Neves is a very good player. I'd love United to get him. If we end up getting Jong, we're probably not going to go and get Neves. I would love to see us go and get both, though. I must admit, that would sort our midfield right out. Okay, great stuff, guys. That's pretty much it. And also, Marcus Asensio is being linked to us on a free transfer, as well as Christian Eriksen. That's pretty much the latest transfer situation. Just to have a quick rundown of what we've discussed and then get in the Q&A. So, the Frenkie de Jong situation is this. Or is reported as this, is that he's now open to Manchester United. Various different sources and outlets saying that he is now open to a move due to the fact that Barcelona are pushing him out the door, and now he's got to go play somewhere, doesn't he? So for Ten Hag's United, seems like a good destination for him. So hopefully that's the case. United just need to work on getting a fee agreed between the two clubs for this man. And hopefully we can get our man very, very soon in the next week or two. But we know how United operate. We know how bad the recruitment team is. We know that we dawdle all the time and we take a heck of a long time in order to get deals wrapped up. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's still a lot of legs in this negotiation just yet. Also, in regards to Darwin Nunez, we're definitely out the running for that. Well, not definitely out the running, but it seems like we're out the money. As you can see from Fab's update here at the bottom, it does say United are in contact with the agent denying meeting with Ten Hag. So we're not definitely out the running, but we're more or less out the running because it's unlikely we will want to match a 100 million euro offer from Liverpool for him. And it's also unlikely he would choose us over Liverpool right now unless we paid him a shitload more money. And do we just want a player that's coming for money? So sad as it is to say, guys, looks like Darwin Nunez to Liverpool is the most likely outcome and that United are going to lose out on another good player here. It's a shit show, but we need to move on. It's too much money anyway. Even if the road was clear and they still wanted 100 million euros for Darwin Nunez, I don't know if it would have been right for us to sign him because it would have been more of that Hollywood signing, more of that signing that's not truly actually helping the rest of the team where we need it the most. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise, this in some ways. I'm just trying to see the positives in it, but I actually think that we do need to spend our money elsewhere in the team first. And then at the end of the window, or later on in the window, once we've got all the other positions sorted out, then we can get a forward player in if there's one available. But I don't think we should be spending 85 million quid or 100 million euros on a player like that. Exactly, Madhouse. We don't have 300 million. Ghost says Jude Bellingham would be well over 100 million unless a release clause. Exactly, that's another player that's sort of priced out the market for us. Declan Rice is another player that's priced out the market. We take all of these guys. I'd love Jude Bellingham at United. I'd love Declan Rice at United, actually. But they're just not good value for money. You can't pay that money for those guys and use all your budget on them. City might be able to do that on players because City have already got a Galactico squad set up, really. And they're just sort of adding players, one really top player, two really top players every single window. They can spend 100 million on one player, but United can't at this moment in time. Anthony or Asensio, says DPZ Zone. What's the difference between paying nothing or paying 50 million euros? So, but I think Anthony. I do think Anthony for the Ten Hag vibes. Bellingham will go to Liverpool next season, says Nathan Phelps. I hope you're not right, dude. But there you go, guys. That's pretty much the latest. And then Darwin Nunez is likely to go to Liverpool. Xavi's pretty much content to the fact that he'll be losing Frenkie de Jong now. And Frenkie de Jong has come round to the situation that really he's being pushed out the door and he's going to have to go and sign for Man United. So hopefully that's the case. Right, let's get into the live chat, folks. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Drop that thumbs up button. Do hit the like. Get us to 200 likes on the stream. Also, hit the subscribe up if you're new to the channel, guys, and have your say. You only need to be subscribed for 1 minute to get in the chat and have your say, so do get involved. And let's be having you. I'm going to get into the comment section now, see what you guys are thinking about anything we've discussed. Please get involved. Bell says, we probably need a couple of stopgap signings. That's why free agent market was key. Yeah, good call, good call. Absolutely, stopgap signings. Christian Eriksen is perfect for that, isn't he? I've got to have a sip of Carabao. It's really gassy, though. Mustplay says, give a chance to Laird and Mengi in Ghana. I like your style, Mustplay. They will get chances, I think. I think we are going to have to do that this time. Look at how many players have left just today alone. 6 first-team players out the door. Of course, we're going to have to give a couple of youngsters an opportunity next season because we're not going to sign 6 players, I don't think, this window. 4 or 5 tops. But we're going to have to give somebody an opportunity elsewhere. Jonathan Gallagher, he says, Mustplay, we signed some good players. Okay, so last season, right, we ended up with adding, if you think about the season last season, it really did go about as bad as it could have been. Because we finished second the season before. We did get to a European final. We added Ronaldo, Varane and Sancho, and we still managed to end up a shitload worse than we actually were before we started the season. It's madness, really. You know, so make no mistake, buying players and getting big name players in, it doesn't actually mean all that much, if you ask me. It's about getting the right sort of players and also about having the right sort of style, the right mentality. That's it. It's about character at this stage for me now. These players who have shown the lack of character, Slabby, Maguire, etc., I've had enough of, and it's about getting players in with a bit of battle and with a bit of character about them who can do the job for us. So, yeah, it's just so frustrating seeing a lot of these players come in, though, for big money, and then we still don't even get any better. In fact, we got worse. So I just hope that doesn't happen again this season, guys, you know? Fucking hell. So, you know, sometimes they say the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Paul Pogba was actually a baller at United. Who knows? Oh, dear. Jacob Russell says, we agreed personal terms with Frenkie, says Jason Russell. So there are some speculative reports about that, right? So I did see a report earlier from some TalkSport merchant. Oh, no, Daily Mail merchant is the guy. You're talking about the Daily Mail report that says that we agreed to terms that I saw a few hours ago. Yeah, I don't report on what the Daily Mail say, mate, to be honest. So, you know, I wouldn't say that there's been personal terms agreed just yet, to be fair, just because the Daily Mail have reported it. But I did see that report earlier. But fair enough. Thank you, Kungshi, the Footinator. Yes, lad. What a bunch of moderating heroes. Right, get back in the live chat, folks. Let's see what you're saying. Anthony, yeah, Anthony's on the cards there, Jaden Kendall, definitely. Just maybe too much money because of they want 50 million euros or somewhere around about that for him. It does make sense because he's a 22-year-old Brazilian prospect with a serious future ahead of him. He's had a really, really good campaign and a really good season. So it does make sense for them to want a lot of money for him. Does it make sense for United to pay that amount of money for him right now? Well, only again if we've addressed other problem areas of the team. Otherwise, it does make sense to look at the free transfer market, like Bell was saying. Yeah, it looks like Liverpool signing Nunez. I know. It's pretty much done, isn't it? They're probably going to end up with getting him very, very soon. Very soon indeed. Nice. Just checking the updates there. Nothing else has come through, I don't think. Justice for Lee Grant, says Lord Reptile. Mate, Lee Grant can do one, mate. Justice for Lee Grant. Lee Grant's had the best job ever, man. He's being paid like, I don't know how much a week, but even if it's a few grand a week, it's too much money just to sit there, hold a board occasionally, and do nothing. So I'm glad that he's gone, dude. G-Wolf says, do you think we can get Asensio, or are we going for someone else, says G-Wolf? Yes and no, G-Wolf United, really. I mean, I think we've been linked with plenty of players in other positions, and also even Anthony in that wide position, right? But Asensio, he's available for nothing. So because of that, it does become a lot more appealing for a team like Man United right now. We've got to buy a lot of players and have to spend a lot of money because we don't have an unlimited transfer budget of £300 million. We can't do that this summer. We're going to have to spend, I think we'll probably end up spending around about 150. And that's probably with a couple of players going out as well. 1 or 2 more maybe sold in certain positions like the defence. So we're going to have to get rid of a defender or 2, you know. So we'll probably recoup a little bit more and we'll probably spend about 150 and we'll probably get 3 or 4 players in. So that's how I look at it. And then if we can sign 1 or 2 on the free transfer, then that would add to those numbers. It would definitely help us out. People like Asensio. Christian Eriksen's a no-brainer for me, guys. We need him. We actually need him. Bruno Fernandes, you can't really rely on Bruno Fernandes to be fit throughout the season. And if he did get injured, we'd be pretty screwed in that position, I think. I mean, there are options there, of course, but we could do with more options. Christian Eriksen would be a good player because he can also play across that free a little bit there as well. Like, you can just bung him out on the left, like do a Juan Mata sort of job with his passing and stuff if you want him to. But through the middle to challenge like Bruno for a position in the team, that's what I want. I don't want just somebody to be in there and be guaranteed to start every week. I want somebody who's actually there breathing down their neck, keeping them honest, giving them a bit of competition. Plus, backing them up and rotating when you need it as well. We need players who can come on and cover an injury, or players that can cover one of those gammy fixtures away in the Europa League or whatever. So definitely Christian Eriksen is a no-brainer for me. Hey, Lord Reptile. Oh, thank you for the 316 super chat, mate. That's a Steve Austin amount. Give me a hell yeah in the live chat, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold Piggy said so. Hey, thank you, Lord Reptile. He says, love the show, Pig, and not even a United fan. Wowzers. Well, thank you very much there, Lord Reptile, for that then. What an absolute legend. Appreciate that a lot, Lord Reptile. Come on, let's get a big love heart in there for Lord Reptile, and a hell yeah. Okay, Abba Latif Sharif, thank you for your comments. Says, I disagree, Pig. We've got Mejbri and other players, so we don't need Eriksen. Okay, we don't necessarily need them, but if you're comparing Eriksen to Mejbri in terms of who can actually give us more in the Premier League this season, I mean, we haven't seen Mejbri have a full season, so maybe you can't judge. But let's be honest now. He's a kid. He's not. Christian Eriksen is 30. Christian Eriksen has played for his club and countries, his clubs and country, since he was a kid. He's got the experience. He's definitely a better player, a better Premier League proven player than Mejbri right now. Those are just the facts. So if you're looking to actually have a better quality depth team, getting Eriksen in there is good. Plus, you've still got Mejbri. It's not going to hurt Mejbri. I mean, we've seen Lingard, Pogba, and Mata go. Those are all players that can sort of play in an advanced position, maybe in the hole. Well, now we're just getting Eriksen in. You're still going to get game time for the other players, because we've lost so many players in those forward areas. Cavani's gone as well. So, you're going to have to look at shuffling things around a little bit sometimes. So I do think if you've got Eriksen, it's not going to hurt the progression of Mejbri that much. I don't think you can rely on Mejbri to play, all that many games either. But I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying. We do have youngsters that we don't want to see their opportunities taken up by senior players just coming in to sit on the bench, really. I see what you're saying. But I think he would still be a very good player for us on a free transfer market. Yeah, that's right, Ms. 528. We have to take more advantage of the free market, absolutely. Brave says some of the free signings would help for a season or two while the youngsters come through. Definitely. And like in the forward position, say, if you could get a cheap forward, say, for a season, that's just going to help you, isn't it? Because, well, we don't have the ability to really strengthen and spend that huge amount of money this window, because we have to strengthen other areas of the team. The next window, next summer, you can go and spend 100 million on a big striker or something like that, when Ronaldo's gone. Definitely, I agree, Miss 528. Got to take more advantage of that market. Hey, G-Wolf United Gaming. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat there, boss. Legend. He says, it's time to go. Hashtag Glazers Ootson. Mate, thank you, G-Wolf. Guys, can we please get some green and gold emojis in there for G-Wolf United Gaming? Oh! And shout out to my main man, G-Wolf United. He's on his way to 500 subscribers on YouTube. Go and check out G-Wolf United Gaming. Top lad. Appreciate you, G-Wolf. And get in there with the hashtag Glazers out. Hate those shithouses. Exactly, lad. 182 likes, guys. Can we hit 200? Let's have a little late afternoon like spike. See if we can get there. Thanks, guys. Right. Okay, just going to read a few more out, guys, so please do keep them coming, and then we'll get on to... I'm doing a FIFA stream on my gaming channel. It's supposed to be in 3 minutes, but I guess we'll start at 5 p.m. now. So we're doing that, so follow us over there afterwards, guys. Don't go anywhere. Follow us... Well, do go over there. Eriksen will make Bruno Fernandes fight for his place. Yes, Jonathan Gallagher. Yes, mate. Spot on. That's what I'm talking about. Competition for places. Exactly. And cover if there's an injury or you need to rotate for a lot of games. There's a lot of fixtures. Montel Fanaka, what's going on? Says the problem, Man U, they have lost the greatest player, Nunez. Nah, he's 20. He wasn't the greatest player, mate. I mean, what you on about? I mean, he's not Mbappe. He's not Haaland. I feel worse that City have got Haaland than that Liverpool have got Nunez. Although Nunez could have been a really fantastic player for us, we're sort of backtracking a little bit because we really wanted him, and now he's been stolen from out underneath us. I'm disgusted, mate. To be fair, but I'm just trying to look at it from the point that he's going to be a Uruguayan Andy Carroll for you. Yes, Mr. Blue Sky says, what's up, Pick? You having a good one? I am good, mate. How was you? Not too bad. I haven't been up long, mate. Not too long. R King says, take all the free agents, Eriksen, Bale, and Mata. Oh, man. Dizzy Red Devil, there's green and yellow love hearts. Simon Cowie, thank you for another super chat, man. Appreciate you, dude. He says, Pig, I can see us signing 2 to 3 free agents this season like Dybala. Oh, I mean, I can see us signing a couple as well. I agree with you. I mean, Dybala, we could do a lot worse than Dybala. He's a very good player. But like I was talking about with you the other day, I feel like he has already had the opportunity to come to us before in the past, and he didn't want to come. So screw that guy. And also, he's just a mercenary. He's better off going to somewhere like PSG, mate. He'd fit in right at home there. You know, we don't want to pay that sort of money to a player like that as well. He's going to ask for a few $100,000 a week, mate, as a free agent. He's going to ask for a few $100K a week. We don't want to get into deals with those sorts of players right now again. He's got the Alexis Sanchez written all over him. He does. Nathan says Dybala's gone to Inter. Hope so, lad. Is the gaming channel on Twitch as well? It's not Revivalizer, so my Twitch account is Flying Pig United, which give us a follow over there. But my gaming channel is Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. Yeah, Liverpool paid more for Nunez than City paid for Haaland. Yeah. It's crazy, man. They have overpaid, guys. If that's the fee that is being bandied around, 100 million euros, that is too much money. Madhouse says you're being too kind regarding Dybala, Pig. Well, there you go. I just think he's a mercenary, mate, and I don't want him. I don't want this guy. You know what I mean? I don't want him. Don't want 80 million plus substitute strikers as broken lad. Okay, guys, we're going to pretty much wrap this vid up, right? But I just want to say thank you to everybody that's watched this stream today. Rushmano says subscribe to the channel in the chat there. Do as he says. Hit that sub up. We're going to be back on here tonight at 9 o'clock giving you the evening news. We're going to be doing 2 transfer videos every single day now, folks, giving you the rundown of the day's news in the afternoon around about 3:30 sort of time. And then the evening news around about 9:30 sort of time. That's the plan. So make sure you keep a lookout every single day around about that time for a video in regards to a transfer update for the daily updates and an evening update. We're going to be on there every day, 2 a day. But also, we are going to be jumping on with any breaking news whenever there is. So make sure you click that bell icon emoji so you do get notified when we post and go live, of course. Make sure you get yourself subscribed and click the bell. Follow us on the social media accounts as well on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all that good stuff at Flying Pig United. Please do check out the website as well, unitedflyinghigh.com. Thank you, Madhouse. Appreciate you do. Thank you, Revivalizer. Well, you know, you got to keep it. You got to keep the grind up. Thank you, Profit Gaming, Petrus Julies for subscribing as well. Why isn't anyone interested in Isco, says Jarvis Cock. A great point, mate. Isco would be another good player we should be looking at, really. Miz528, good one. Good on you, man. Thank you so much for getting in here. Philip Chapman as well, you legend, dude. Players become too big for their boots. Need bringing down a peg or two. That is definitely for true. Gung Shi, thank you. Says great stream. Thank you so much, Gung Shi. Have a great day, you absolute legend. Thank you, Enor. Thank you, Dizzy Red Devil. Cheers, Jonathan Gallagher. Gung Shi, Vuti, Revivalizer. Nice one, bro. Says Brighton fan, by the way, but also a Flying Pig fan. Fair play. Maybe Basuma would be a great option for us. Nice one, Revivalizer. Appreciate you, dude. Have a good day. Oh shit, we got a super chat here from Simon Cowie before we go. Hey Dutch Christ, what's going on? He did have a buyout clause, yeah. Simon Cowie, thank you for another one. Let's get a couple of love hearts and another Sue in there for this guy. Thank you, Simon. Appreciate it, dude. He says, Pig, if Man City, Spurs, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea, Liverpool went for all of our signings, we would lose 100% of the time, says Simon Cowie. Spurs? Spurs? I mean, I agree with your statement other than Spurs. I mean, what, you've put Spurs in there? What the fuck? Are you serious? You put Spurs in there? I mean, I agree with everything you said apart from that Spurs word there, mate. They definitely wouldn't. Oh, let's have a look at this update from Rushmano very quickly. Thank you very much. Okay, interesting. So, yes, so it's understood that Ten Hag's basically been given assurances to De Jong that he's been given 100% guaranteed centrepiece status in Ten Hag's rebuild. And so, therefore, a player at 25 years of age who's been pushed out the door is very much looking like he would be interested in it. Also, we've got a report here as well, but, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, that Barca would be willing to accept 60 to 70 million euros for him this summer. I think that's too low, to be fair, but if that was the fee, that would be amazing. I think they're going to hold out for more than that, but there you go. It's thought that the Frenkie de Jong was reluctant to leave, but with the club's desire to sell him, a fee of £65 million also is being bandied around as maybe the figure that could do the deal. So there you go, guys. Also reported earlier on, as I say, from you know, that he some people were saying that he's agreed terms. I personally, you know, would wait for more reputable sources to come out and confirm that. But there were some reports about that as well, guys. By the way, we're doing a gaming stream over here now, guys. Thank you very much, Rushmano, for the late update there, my friend. Hey, Eddie's Football Waffle, welcome in, dude. Please smash that like button before you go. Thanks for getting in, dude. We got 7 likes to go until 200 likes. Can we do it? Baby, can we do it? Anyway, Also, have a look at this. So FIFA stream in a min. FIFA stream here in a min. That's what I'm going to put. There you go, guys. Please, everyone, I've put it in the live chat. Go over here. We're over on the gaming channel now, doing a daily FIFA update. Getting on it straight over there. I'm going to be a bit late, obviously, because it was supposed to be set up for 4:45. But go over there. Get ready for the FIFA stream. We're on Flying Pig Gaming channel. The link is in the chat. So go over there and subscribe. And also get yourself involved for that stream, which is coming in a little bit. All right, folks, thank you for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on social media, Flying Pig United. I'll be back later with the updates. Have a good day. Cheers, everyone, for tuning in and being a part of this great community of legends and having your say and getting your thoughts and opinions in. Sorry if I missed any of you. Trying to get everybody's opinions read out and comments read out. But if I did miss any, please come back after this video is finished. Comment in the not live comment section. I'll try and get responded to them later when I'm not streaming. And also, everybody else can keep the debate going. Cheers, folks. Thanks for watching. That's it for the update this afternoon. Jong edging a little bit closer. Nunez going to the scouts, as it looks like. Gashtastic. United need to look at other targets. We'll bring you the latest updates as and when they come. Thanks for watching, guys. That's the end of the show. See you. Catch you on the next one.